that is cognitively getting less steep to be counteracted by some biological concern. It's possible. Dementia obviously would counteract that. But I'm not suffering from dementia right now. And the exponential quality of my modality of thinking outweighs any potential statistical correlation between age and brain decay or lack of functionality or inability to learn or anything like that. I did not start living properly until I was 42 years old because I'm an ENTP. I still act like I'm 14.
Exactly, that's what I said.
It is kind of accurate.
No, I didn't say it decays. I'm saying that you find it harder to learn stuff, which is true.
Things have gotten super easier to learn, in my personal experience.
Really?
Yeah.
How come babies can learn entire languages in a few years, whereas it takes a lot longer to learn?
Well, let's talk about kinds of learning.
Well, there's different learning, but it still all gets worse, doesn't it?
So for example, that's true, but if you learn 5 or 6 different languages, each one becomes easier and easier to learn because you're not just learning the language, you got to learn languages. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's that quality as well, and that counteracts the fact that when you're born, you have a fundamental biological grammar installed, which says, I'm looking to find subjects, objects, and verbs and modifiers. And so it does that and it fills that in because it's meant to do that at that point in your life. It's meant to do specifically that, for you to become your language, which is really what you do. You become your languages, your specific verbal language, your mathematical languages, your various ways in which you encounter the world, your feelings languages, etc. You become your languages as you gain fluency in them. So gaining fluency in actual speaking language is not indicative really of an improved ability to learn so much as it is a child at a young stage is designed to
Learn.
become their various become their languages. Sir, become their languages is different. That's
as a child, you can learn a language, but you don't understand.
Right? You were just ignoring my point. Is not helping.
Yeah, that's because it has a cumulative effect. If you find it easier to learn other languages because you're building upon previous knowledge. But your ability to learn in general is decreased.
Audra,
your brain doesn't produce as many brain cells as it used to, like neuro connections, neuro pathways. It just doesn't happen. That's just fact.
Between different things here, Audra.
What?
You wanted to say something, and I'm saying, take your turn.
Okay, it sounds like what you're describing is more memorization than what I think probably me and Eric would consider learning, because it's about understanding, not ability or just like storing something. And so the more you understand, the easier everything else is to understand, and therefore the easier it is to learn.
But your ability to memorize information and data is decreased. That is just undeniable.
I have like no ability to memorize stuff anyway.
An 80-year-old cannot remember.
Though. Honestly, I am better at memorizing.
Okay, listen. I got some facts for you. I just read a study.
Well, read the facts.
The brain starts to decline. The cognitive decline. There's little evidence that proves that cognitive decline happened before the age of 60. I can send you the article.
I have an old car that's kind of rusted and out of date, but I can still drive it better.
One of the big defining qualities of NTP thinking is that it's the opposite. It's the alternative to SI thinking. Like SI thinking says.
Oh wait, Jacob, I've got another article that says memory loss starts as early as 30.
Listen.
So
SI thinking is what you're talking about. Okay, my mom has that. what they do is they learn by referring always backwards to things that have worked before, and they're trying to make something that's worked before once into something that becomes something reliable. That they know how to do that, and they work that angle every time. Okay, and they build this set of angles towards life that they can rely on. They've done before many times. They know it. They got it. Boom. That's SI thinking, and that does start to decline fairly early, and they get into ruts, and they get locked in. They get very worrisome and stuff like that, and all that kind of shit. The opposite of that is NE thinking. What we do is we take things that you think are solid, that you think you know and understand and you can rely on because you've learned them, and we tear them to fucking pieces. You sit there and you go, oh shit, I thought I understood something. Instead, I'm standing amongst the shards of my own identity. That's the difference between what you guys do and what we do.
But I'm an NI thinker as well. So I'm just telling you a fact.
Convergent.
I'm not giving a judgment. I'm giving you a fact. Your memory gets worse as you get older. That is just a fact.
I'm not disputing your memory point. I never have.
That's the
But
only
your
point I made.
original point, which you've shifted from without acknowledging, is that you were talking about learning.
Yeah, memory is involved with learning. It's one aspect of it.
That's true.
Learning and memory and understanding are two separate things. Your understanding might get better, but your memory.
What about the ADHD brain? Doesn't it develop differently than the regular brain?
Maybe.
Yeah, but if you're good at if you're used to not remembering, so what we're good at is coming up with, figuring it out even with an imperfect recall.
Eric, doesn't weed make your memory even worse than it normally is? That's not going to be helping your memory. I can't remember a thing after I start smoking for a week or so.
Well,
I can't remember shit. I forget. I can't even find my keys.
Well, first of all, I had this good fortune, which is I raised an ENTP daughter, and she was just like me before she ever smoked any weed, and she still doesn't smoke weed regularly at all, and she's still just like me. Same forgetfulness, same losing shit. Additionally, I'd say I know for a fact I've become vastly more intellectually powerful over the course of the last 5-10 years, and I've been smoking weed every day. I don't find myself particularly more forgetful. I've always been forgetful. But the main reason I'm forgetful is because I am processing so many ideas all the time. That's why I'm forgetful. It's not because I have bad memory. It's because I'm attending to it not at all.
So you've got an unrestricted reservoir of ideas that keep turning. That's why. Why don't you hone it down to less ideas but more depth and more understanding of a few
You're
ideas
wrong,
rather
sir.
than.
You misunderstand the power of the ENTP brain. We don't lack depth.
So you can do lots of different shit all in great depth.
It takes a long time to get there because you have to establish a lot of links. That's why we're so slow developing.
Right.
You
Well,
see how
I
I
admit
answer
you've got
for
more knowledge
everything?
on the
You see how I have
MBTI.
a perfectly cogent answer for everything? Am I lacking in depth?
No, but the way you articulate stuff says a lot about whether you actually understand it or not.
No, it doesn't, actually,
Yes,
sir.
it
And
does.
the fact that you think it does is indicative, again, of a deep wrongness within your heart.
No. If you can't explain it simply for people to understand, then you don't understand it enough yourself. Albert said that.
Your lack of understanding in this circumstance, sir, is not a problem of my explanation. I'm an extraordinarily effective educator who has won national championships teaching middle schoolers to argue better than you currently are arguing.
Yeah, but I'm not properly arguing. I'm eating a fucking Indian. And I'm not
At this point, you're
massively
being
invested in
contra
them.
and snotty is what you're being.
I'm just challenging you.
You're not. You're not challenging me at all.
All right. Okay. I think I am, but yeah. If you can't explain something simply, then you don't know it well enough.
I just dispatched at that point and you're not responding to it. I can teach middle schoolers all this shit. Why can't you understand it?
So you can explain it simply. There we go. So you prove my point. If what you say is true.
Did I
Is it?
explain it simply?
Fairly.
Okay, that wasn't an explanation though.
You did.
Because I
Fairly.
have depth. Remember, do you want depth too? Or you want simpler depth? What do you want?
No, you can do both.
I can be both simple and deep.
That
Okay,
just
so
requires an incredible
how much
understanding. Doesn't it?
explanation should it require to explain?
Atomic theory.
Yeah, I mean, should I just be? I could. How much understanding do you have to have before you actually understand it deeply?
A lot. Like
Okay.
PhD level, doctorate level, something like that.
Okay, so then, if I were to explain that simply and clearly, would I really have explained it?
In depth, no.
Okay, so I would have given you a shallow explanation.
No, you can give. It's like being efficient with your words. So the words that you do say count for a lot more than rather saying paragraphs and paragraphs. It's like saying a picture paints 1,000 words. That's what I mean, but without the picture bit. The way
Okay,
you say it.
so far you painted a lot of words about what's wrong with me and what I'm doing
No, not you.
inadequately, or how my
Not you.
cognition or expression is inadequate, sir. And yet,
No.
and yet, each of those reasons I have dispatched with you have simply moved on to a new one. Did you know that?
It's like fencing, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It is a
Not
little
what
bit.
you're
You're like parrying. You're parrying.
I mean, I'm swatting. You're just wasting my time.
Alright.
Audra, any thoughts on this exchange? What does it display to you about the superiority of NTP thinking?
There's just nothing to grab onto at the moment. It's just so
Hard when there's nothing
reductive and limiting. And
It is. And boring.
I don't think she's talking
just-
about what I'm doing to you.
No, I'm talking about Osiris. I'm talking about your whole theory. Is you're basically
It's
like
not
you
hard.
can't.
It's a very simple theory. As you
It
get
is
older,
very simple. It's
harder.
very limiting.
Osiris, she didn't say she didn't understand.
I didn't say I didn't understand. I said I do not agree with, and I find it limiting and generally not useful.
I agree.
That your theory is generally not useful.
Yeah.
Okay,
what is-
fine.
Fine.
I'm just showing you that I can sort of troll on mic as well as on the chat because I'm just
But
yeah
that's
just making that point.
totally what you're
That's
doing.
the what I'm
It's
not.
just,
I'm not.
it's just
I know. I'm
displaying
not.
a lack of ability. You know, stumbling because you don't know how to walk is not acting like somebody who's drunk.
No, I wasn't saying I was told. I'm just saying like I don't know. I don't really know. to be honest.
So this is just I feel like this needs to be. I just want to say this. So this is like in comments, to the chat and everything. This is what my dad always said, and he's an ATP, and he's ridiculously good at tons of things. But anyway, is basically jack of all. ATP is a jack of all trades and a master of most of them. The whole
What
like
was that?
master of
That
none
is
is totally
fantastic.
not the truth.
We will
He's
say
saying it's jack of all
master of none
trades, master
with
of
a
none.
slight smile. to be
Master of.
self-deprecating.
I'm saying the
None.
saying is wrong.
Jack of all trades, master of none, not jack of all trades, master of all.
Jack of all trades, master of most of them.
That doesn't sound right to me. That's like saying you could be an atomic scientist, a
Uh-huh.
world-class musician, a
Yes.
super detective,
Uh-huh.
and a fucking sailor,
Yep,
Why not?
only us.
and a marine. I doubt that.
You doubt that.
I doubt that. I don't think you could be all those things.
Well,
Show me somebody that's all of those things. Specialization is the only way you can properly master something.
specialization is garbage.
No, it's not. It's the only way you can
Some
master.
people can specialize.
Footballers are not
and that's the
footballers
only
because
way.
footballers are not footballers because they've gone on photography courses and learned to take pictures or learn science. They are footballers because that's all they fucking do.
Can you imagine, Audra, can you imagine going through life thinking that the way you get good at something is by taking a class?
I didn't
Oh,
say
that would
that's
be
the only way
hellish.
to do it.
I can't imagine the torture. By the time you've taken your photography class, I've actually done, my photography's already been in some sort of art gallery or something.
I take classes for kind of like boring distraction sort of things. Just
Purple is
because-
correct because half of the stuff that you've said is a bit primitive.
What's primitive about what I
In
said?
terms of, well, the stuff on Muslims and just labeling them all is not